All right, here we go. All right, we're going to use a mock-up to put our designs in for our t-shirts. And so I gave you all a link, and I'm going to bring it over here. I gave you guys a link to these t-shirt mock-ups that I put up on my OneDrive. So you all have an access to all of these mock-ups. There's a whole bunch here to choose from. And I have them on my desktop as well. I'm going to just grab a design. Matthew, do you mind if I use your design as an example?
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to download your design as a PDF. Okay. And then, okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and look at my shirts, and these are the different ones that we have up there. So just to give you guys an understanding, we have just the shirt with a guy wearing it. We have just shirts front and back without any people. We have a shirt with a woman, a dark shirt. We have another dark shirt with a woman, a white shirt, a guy, dark shirt with a woman, dark shirt, and dark shirt front and back. Okay, so for us, I'm going to just use, I think, let's see, which one do I want to use? I'm going to use this one. So I'm going to bring this design into Illustrator. And I'm just going to hold my shift key down and scale it to fit one of my artboards. I'll put it down here actually. Okay. Now Illustrator started this new feature of mockup in Illustrator. Usually you used to have to do all mockups in Photoshop. But we're not using Photoshop really this semester. We're really focusing on using uh, Illustrator. And so I want to show you how that works in Illustrator, how this works in Illustrator. I'm going to grab Matthew's design. Oh, did I grab the whole board? That's not what I meant to do. Hold on. Sorry. 1 second. I thought I being so efficient. And I wanted to grab just this and download it. Selection. That's what I hit. Download. Okay. Now I'm going to come over here. File. Place. There it is. All right. I'm going to make a quick little, you're going to have your actual art. I'm making a little mask on this because I don't have the actual art, Matt's actual vector art. So, okay. So here's Matthew's art. And I'm going to want to make this artwork, go on to this t-shirt. So I'm going to kind of scale it, where I think it needs to go. Okay. So now I'm going to select both, holding my shift key down. And I'm going to go to Object, Mockup, Create Mockup. Oh, is it not going to let me do it without it being a vector art?
Does it need to be a PNG?
No, it needs to be a vector art. So this needs to be this can be a JPEG or a PNG, but your artwork that we're using for the mockup has to be vector. So I'm just going to open up a vector art that I actually have. I was going to try to use one of yours, but I don't have any of yours. So let me just grab a logo. Okay. So here's a piece of vector art. Okay. And so when I click mockup, this little window is going to come in. And I have to have a vector art. So here's my vector art, which will be your design, which is all vector. And what you're going to do is choose the background and your vector art together and create mockup. I'm going to give it a minute. It's assessing everything that it has here. Okay. So now it's going to take my design and I want you to see how it's going to, and I'm going to zoom in so you guys can really see this, how it's going to move and adjust to the shirt, right? So no matter where I wanted to put this, it's going to adjust to kind of fit the shirt accordingly. I can rotate it if I need to change the rotation. It lets me rotate it any which way. And I can also scale it. This is like if I wanted to stretch it or squish it, I hold the shift key down and I can scale it proportionately. So however big I want it on the t-shirt, I can scale it. And so this is the mockup tool in Illustrator, and it allows you to take your vector art and attach it to a photo. And then it's done. Now you'll see when you get this mockup, it'll show me, for example, it's going to show me my graphic on, here it is on apparel. I could put it on a hat. There's more t-shirts. There's a hat. You know, I can kind of put it on anything. Anyway, so it's going to show you all the things. These are all like stock images that come with Adobe stock, but I'm giving you actual stock images from Adobe stock that you can use and put your logo on any one of these images. And so then this now becomes your mock-up that you can use to show in your portfolio what your design looks like in with in applied to a t-shirt, whether or not they make your t-shirt or not, you'll still have a mock-up that'll look real and realistic.
So I have a question.
Mhm.
Illustrator is all vector based, correct?
Correct.
So, would we, I mean, I don't understand if it has to be a vector. Can we
It
convert a
has to be a
PNG
vector.
into a vector or
Create
how do
what?
we do that?
Sorry, repeat what your last part of the question
How-
was.
I'm
Can we
asking,
convert what?
how do we do it if we can't? I don't understand.
Everything you create in Illustrator is a vector. So you don't have to worry. You have vector. Everything, your artwork is all made out of vectors.
Right. So I asked if it has to be a PNG, and then you said no, it needs to be a vector. So I'm
I
just
was saying,
confused.
okay, so there's two things that are here. This picture of the guy is a PNG or a JPEG. This is rasterized art, right? This is not a vector. The guy I'm giving you, the mock-ups I'm giving you are not. They are PNGs or art or JPEGs. Your design is a vector art that you're putting onto the photo. So you're putting a vector on top of a
Because it
rasterized.
because it was illustrated on Illustrator, right?
That's right.
Okay, I just got confused
That's right.
because I
No
know it's
worries.
all vector based and
Yeah.
sorry.
So the picture I'm giving you, so on this list of, let me go back. And then I see your hand up, Giselle. I'll be right to you. Oops. Um, so here's the list. These are all stock images. They're all JPEGs. I can't remember what they were. So they're all JPEGs. So you're bringing a JPEG in, which is the stock image. Oh, I have a preview in there. You don't need that one. And then you're bringing a JPEG in, and then you're going to address the so let's bring another one in here. Let me do another one. We'll do another one here. Okay, so there's my JPEG. So that is what we're going to use to put our vector graphic on top of. Giselle, yeah, you have a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Illustrator won't let you put, like, for example, a different JPEG image on top of that JPEG image to create a mockup.
Correct. You can't put a JPEG on top of a JPEG. It will only adjust a vector image for the mockup.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
all of our artwork we created is vector. So everything we've created is vector. It's all done in Illustrator, so it will work fine.
Also, really quick, you know how
Yeah,
I'm ending up not doing that like photo that I had in my background?
right,
Um, would the would it like not work
right.
to
The
do it
photo
that
would
way?
not work for the mockup. Right, the photo wouldn't work.
But a stock image would work.
No, just your vector art will work.
Um, okay. But like if the stock image was a part of my vector.
Still wouldn't because it's a JPEG. It's rasterized. It's not vector.
Mhm.
So the way the Illustrator mockup works, so in other words, it's not to say you couldn't do any mockup because in Photoshop you could, but in Illustrator, the way this new feature in Illustrator works, it has to be a vector art that goes on top of the JPEG file.
Okay, so it wouldn't have ended up really working for me anyways, right? Using
Correct. Correct. Yeah, correct. Yeah, exactly.
yes, for sure.
Um, yeah, Katie, I see your hands up. Go ahead.
I also have another question as well. So like for me, it's not letting me make one. Is that because I have like a background attached to mine? It's just like a plain like
You take the
box.
background off. So yeah. So
Okay.
for yours, Katie. So yeah, for anyone who has a background, I'm going to go over here to the design. So Katie, yours has a square. So what you're going to do is get rid of this blue square. Just delete the square and then grab all these items and group them together. Group them so we don't lose anything. And then you're
Okay.
going to take this whole graphic and bring it onto the t-shirt.
Okay, okay. I was wondering why it wouldn't work, and I was assuming that that was the problem. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yep. Take your square out because that's your t-shirt basically.
Okay.
And so the thing that in Photoshop we could always easily change the t-shirt color. The only challenge with this is so for example, like Katie has this blue t-shirt. This is not as easy to change. We're not going to really be able to change the t-shirt color. Um, let's see. I'm just going to double check and make sure I'm get a white t-shirt. I just want to get the basic white t-shirt place. All right. So if we wanted to adjust, I wonder if it would let us if we go into Photoshop. Let me open up Photoshop. Continue. Okay. Okay. I'm just testing to see if in Photoshop, if I have something I can quickly show you the changes. I'll come back to it. But let me see how we're doing on adding graphics to the t-shirt. So I'm going to do another one with the black. I'm going to copy my vector art. I'm going to bring it over here to the black t-shirt, scale it a little bit, grab both of them. I'm in here's my mock-up, and I'm going to say create mock-up. And as I'm doing this, have you guys trying it? Is everyone trying grabbing a mock-up and trying this in Illustrator right now with us? As soon as you have one, you can pop it into your Slack channel and we can just see how it's looking. So here I'm scaling it. I'm going to move it. I can move it around. You can kind of see, put it on her
So
jeans.
to just try to understand this a little clearer. So you said we have to copy the image
Copy the image,
or
download it from the file.
yeah,
The
no, I know how
image,
to export. I know how to do that, but my question it is like, do we export it as a because I know so if you export as a PNG, it removes the background and
you're just downloading
you're
it and
capable of
placing
doing
it.
that.
You're not
So,
exporting anything. You're just downloading and placing it
okay, downloading it
from the
as
OneDrive. So like you're
download it
here,
from.
right? You
No, I
you
know how to
down.
get that. I already have that in my
Oh, okay.
Illustrator.
Sorry. What are you
Yeah.
asking then? Apologies.
Oh, okay. No, I'm asking how I take my vector image, my Illustrator. Do I, so,
You copy it. So here I'm in my Illustrator vector art. Here's my vector art.
mhm,
I'm on my vector art. I just go Command C or Control C if I'm on a PC, copy.
okay,
Then I
okay,
come back over here to my artboard where I'm working on my and I
uh-huh,
just paste it, Command V or
okay,
Control V.
okay,
So
okay,
I'm just copying it onto another artboard.
okay. So
I'm
go
not
to the
importing it. I'm
working
not
file.
extracting it. I'm not doing anything. I'm just
Okay,
copying
so copy, paste.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Then I'm grabbing both. Then I'm grabbing the t-shirt and the vector, selecting them both.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, like a mask, doing a clipping mask. You have to
Like a
have both.
clipping mask. Yeah, well, you got to grab them both. Then I
Okay,
have my mockup window here open and I'm going create mockup.
okay, okay. Because I put in a PNG and it's going over it, but it's not doing the mock-up. So
Nope.
now I know to copy,
Nope. It
to
has to be
copy.
vector. Yeah. Yeah. And
Sure.
that's why it's not doing it because it's a PNG, which is rasterized. It
Yeah.
will only work with a vector art.
Yeah, I just got confused because I didn't know specifically how to import it in there or whatever you call it. Thank you.
Copy. Yep. Yep. Just copy. Just copy. All right. So that's how that's working. Good. Good questions, though. Let's try. Let's see how are you doing. I'm gonna see. Is there anyone that has having any questions, issues? Katie, were you able to get it to go now? Is it working?
Yeah, once I took the background off, it started working for me. I did have another question of like for if I'm intending to do like a different color, like that blue kind of
Mm-hmm.
shirt, is there a way to do that? Do you know of a way?
Well, let me see on Adobe if I can get a blue t-shirt. Let me do that. Would be the quickest. Otherwise, we can go into Photoshop and recolor. But
Okay.
since we're not really working in Photoshop, I'd like to avoid that. So let me just go Adobe Stock and see if I can find a blue.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.